Hello and welcome to the public involvement meeting for the US 51 corridor project from east of Stoughton to north of McFarland in Dane County. My name is David Schmidt and I am one of the project managers for this project. Before we start the presentation, all comments and questions for the project are asked to be submitted before Friday, December 3rd. There is an online comment form on the project website. You can also email or call us. Contact information is located on the website at wisconsindot.gov/US51. The presentation will review the US 51 corridor, individual project overviews, other program projects, business coordination, corridor design context, and next steps. We are currently transitioning from the study to the design phase. Data gathering has begun if you have seen survey crews or other people on the corridor. With that data, we are able to start working on the design, which will continue over the next few years. The US 51 corridor project in Dane County is 18.1 miles. The project will be split into 10 construction projects. Due to the size of the project, it is divided US 51 into 4 general areas. East of Stoughton is one construction project from I-3990 to Spring Road. The Stoughton area from Spring Road to Roby Road will consist of 3 construction projects. The rural area from Roby Road to Exchange Street will consist of 3 construction projects, and the McFarland area from Exchange Street to Terminal Drive Bogus Road will consist of 3 construction projects. Throughout the following slides, we will review the improvements for each individual project. We will start on the east end of the project at I-3990 and end at Bogus Road, Terminal Drive in McFarland. The project east of Stoughton will reconstruct the existing 2-lane rural highway, I-3990 to Spring Road, and add an eastbound passing lane between Washington Road and Tower Drive. We anticipate this section will be closed to through traffic during construction. Access will remain open for local traffic to residents and businesses, but all through traffic will need to use the signed US 51 detour. This segment of the project is currently scheduled for construction in 2028. However, based on funding, the construction could be as early as 2026. We'll share more information on the project schedules as we continue the design process. The next section is in the city of Stoughton from Spring Road to 5th Street by the Stoughton Fire Department. The project will reconstruct the existing 2-lane urban roadway and improve pedestrian and bicycle accommodations. No decision has been made yet how this section will be constructed. We'll share more information in the future. Construction through this area is currently scheduled for 2025. The next section is in the city of Stoughton from 5th Street by the Stoughton Fire Department to Harrison Street by the Viking car dealership. The project will reconstruct the existing 2- and 4-lane urban sections, improve pedestrian accommodations, and provide a dedicated northbound left turn lane at 4th Street. Bicycle accommodations will not fit through these historic districts, and WISDOT is working with the city to provide parallel bike accommodations on adjacent roadways. This project is currently scheduled for construction in 2029. However, based on funding, the construction could be as early as 2027. The next section is in the city of Stoughton from Harrison Street to Roby Road. From Harrison Street to Hole Avenue, the project will reconstruct the existing 4-lane urban section. A 10-foot wide sidewalk will be provided on the north side of US 51 from Hamilton Street to Hole Avenue. From Jackson Street to Roby Road, the project will expand the existing 2-lane section to a 4-lane urban section. There will also be a 10-foot wide sidewalk provided on both sides of US 51. Construction for the area of US 51 between Harrison Street to Roby Road is anticipated to be open to through traffic. Some short-term closures of US 51 and/or side roads are anticipated during construction. This project is currently scheduled for construction in 2026. This slide shows all of the projects within the city of Stoughton to show how all of the construction projects relate to each other. All of the dates shown are the earliest anticipated construction years, which are dependent on funding. The first construction project from Spring Road to 5th Street is shown in blue in 2025. Then in 2026, the area east of Stoughton, north of Roby Road, and the green section between Harrison Street and Roby Road would occur. The last construction project between 5th Street and Harrison Street would occur in 2027. The next area is US 51 from Roby Road to County BIAB. This section has three different improvements. The area between Roby Road to County B East will expand the existing 2-lane rural section to a 4-lane urban section. There will also be a 10-foot wide sidewalk on both sides of US 51. Additionally, the County B East intersection will be converted to a roundabout. The area between County B East and County BIAB will reconstruct the existing 2-lane rural section to add a continuous median and intersection improvements. Specific intersection improvements will be constructed in the rural area of US 51. We will add right and left turn lanes at all intersections that do not have a proposed roundabout between County B East and Exchange Street. This graphic shows an example of a 4-legged intersection on the corridor. We will be adding a raised median shown in green between the north and southbound lanes, which will continue between every intersection from County B East to Dearson Road. The location of the medians will allow our dedicated left turn lane shown in orange to be offset, which will improve sight distance. There will be a painted median between the left turn lane and the through lane. There will be one through lane in each direction shown in yellow and a right turn lane shown in blue. This allows all turning traffic to get out of the through lanes. Another feature of the intersection improvements is that all the left turning vehicles will be able to make a 2-stage crossing. Vehicles stopped on the side road will be able to cross one section of traffic at a time. The first stage would allow the vehicle to stop in the median, and the second stage would allow the vehicle to enter the travel lane. US 51 is anticipated to be open to through traffic between Roby Road and South Quam Drive. Some short-term closures of US 51 and side roads are anticipated during construction. Between South Quam Drive and County BIAB, US 51 will be closed during construction. Local traffic will be able to access the properties on the corridor during construction, but all through traffic will need to use the signed US 51 detour. The project is currently scheduled for construction in 2026 and 2027. Within the segment of US 51 from Roby Road to County B East, we are evaluating the intersection control at Rutland-Dunn Town Line Road. This intersection control evaluation is due to a development being constructed on both sides of US 51 south of Rutland-Dunn Town Line Road. You can see the preliminary intersection layouts on the slide and also on the exhibits. Currently, there are two options under review. One option is traffic signals, and the other option is a roundabout. Please remember to comment on your preferred intersection control by December 3rd. Your comments will be included in the justification when determining the best alternative for the intersection. The next area of US 51 between County BIAB and Tower Road will reconstruct the 2-lane rural section and include intersection improvements at Dearson Road and Mahoney Road. Access on the south side of Dearson Road will be removed from US 51, and vehicles will need to use the proposed roundabout at County BIAB. At Mahoney Road, we will remove the 4 driveways from US 51 north of Mahoney Road and relocate the access points from a new package road. US 51 will be closed during construction. Local traffic will be able to access properties on the corridor during construction, but all through traffic will need to use the signed US 51 detour. This project is currently scheduled for construction in 2027. The next area is between Tower Road and Exchange Street. The project will construct a roundabout at Exchange Street, but we are seeking input on the intersection control at Tower Road. Traffic is anticipated to be open to through traffic. Some short-term closures of US 51 and/or side roads are anticipated during construction. This project is currently scheduled for construction in 2026. One of the intersections that we are seeking input is Tower Road. The study proposed Alternative 1, a realignment of the Tower Road to the Exchange Street roundabout as seen on the slide and exhibits. All traffic from Tower Road and Apple Blossom Lane on the west side of US 51 would be rerouted to the Exchange Street roundabout. A new alternative under review, Alternative 2, is to construct turn lanes at Tower Road. This intersection control would be the same as other rural intersections on the corridor. Access between Tower Road and Exchange Street and some driveways south of Tower Road would be right in, right out only with this alternative. The second new alternative, Alternative 3 is to build a roundabout at both Tower Road and Exchange Street. A 4-lane roadway would be provided between the intersections and the speed limit would be lowered to 40 miles per hour. Please remember to submit your comments on your preferred intersection control in this area by December 3rd. As a recap for the rural section of US 51, the earliest construction years anticipated in this area are 2026 and 2027. The project south of South Qualm Drive and north of Tower Road would be completed under traffic. To minimize significant traffic impacts, there is a proposed one-year detour of US 51 from South Qualm Drive to Tower Road in 2027. The next section is the McFarland area between Exchange Street and Larson Beach Road. The project will reconstruct the existing 4-lane urban section. There will be intersection and pedestrian improvements along this stretch, including a sidewalk being added to both sides of US 51. The project will also replace and lengthen the Yahara River Bridge to match the existing dam opening. Traffic is anticipated to be open to through traffic. Some short-term closures of US 51 and/or side roads are anticipated during construction. This project is currently scheduled for construction in 2028. However, based on funding, the construction could be as early as 2026. The last section is between Larson Beach Road and Terminal Drive, Bogus Road. The project will replace the existing concrete pavement, reconstruct the southbound bridge over Taylor Road, and add an auxiliary lane north of Sigel Road on both sides of US 51. Traffic is anticipated to remain open to through traffic. Some short-term closures of US 51 and/or side roads could occur during construction. This project is currently scheduled for construction in 2024 and 2025. Construction in the fall of 2024 will include traffic control, such as crossover construction. The majority of US 51 construction in this area is scheduled to be completed in 2025. The US 51 corridor project will not reconstruct the Terminal Drive Bogus Road intersection. Improvements to the US 51 and Bogus Road intersection are planned to be investigated as part of the US 51 Stoughton Road study, as the intersection is less than a half mile from the Beltline. Two alternatives are being investigated for the US 51 and Sigel Road interchange. Both alternatives provide bicycle and pedestrian accommodations on both sides of Sigel Road, as well as a dedicated right turn lane for vehicles traveling westbound along Sigel Road heading north towards Madison. The traffic signal alternative provides traffic signals at both of the interchange ramps. A single through lane is provided in each direction along Sigel Road, along with left turn lanes between the intersections under the US 51 bridges. The roundabout alternative provides a single lane roundabouts at both the interchange ramps. A single through lane is provided in each direction along Sigel Road. Please share your input on the alternative. There are a few other program projects on the US 51 corridor in Stoughton. In 2022, 3 roundabouts will be constructed at Roby Road, Wisconsin 138 West, and Hull Avenue, Silverado Drive. In 2024, a roundabout will be constructed at the US 51 and County BIAB intersection. WisDOT's In This Together business coordination program has been around for many years. The program helps businesses with tips and tools during construction, including temporary business signage. You can find the new business coordination guide at wisconsindot.gov/together. We ask all businesses to check out this new In This Together resource and planning worksheets, and to continue to work with us on questions as they arise. As we enter the design phase, there are new WisDOT project managers overseeing the project. If your comments relate to the overall project corridor, the area east of Stoughton, or Exchange Street north through the village of McFarland to Terminal Drive Bogus Road, please contact David Schmidt at the contact information shown on the screen. If you have any comments or questions in the City of Stoughton or the rural section between Stoughton and McFarland, please contact Kevin Junaski at the contact information shown on the screen. We are seeking any general project feedback, including any comments on the intersection control mentioned during the presentation. Intersection control is being reevaluated at Rutland Dunn Town Line Road, Tower Road, and the Sigel Road interchange ramps. Please submit your feedback by December 3rd, 2021. Our next steps are to continue the corridor preliminary and final designs. During the design process, we will have public involvement meetings and outreach for each project. Please stay involved and connected. You can follow the Wisconsin DOT's Southwest region on Twitter at wis.southwest. The project website is wisconsindot.gov/US51. You are encouraged to sign up for the US 51 project email notifications. This list will be used to send future public involvement meeting information and other updates on the project. Again, thank you for your interest in the US 51 corridor.